So I've got my bucket here full of fireplace ash that I've collected over the winter time. I mean, I know we are in the dead of winter now, It is 45 degrees here. I am in zone 7B/8. Sometimes it changes, and we'll kind of go into that later when we talk about planning for the garden, which will be in February. But for now, we're going to be following the instructions that were inside of the Backyard Homestead's journal planner. I think it is the Backyard Homestead planner for the midwinter tasks. Now, what we have here is that bucket full of ash, and per the recommendation is that we are to put ash all around the drip lines of our fruit trees. We actually have 2 beds of fruit trees lining 2 of our driveways. We have one driveway right over here that goes to my husband's shop, and another driveway that's over there. Actually, now that I come to think about it, we technically have 3 beds because we have 2 beds lining that driveway over there and 1 bed over here. This bed houses dark cherries and sweet red cherries. On the other bed that I'll be taking you to in a moment, that is where the majority of our other fruit trees are, such as apples and peaches, and they vary every other. We'll go into some more discussion about that and my experience with orchards. But in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and start spreading these ashes. Now here we are, we're over here on the driveway side of the property. As you can see, we have 2 different beds. These are all lined. Every other tree is an apple or a peach, and some of them are different. We do have 2 of each kind. That way they can fertilize one another and actually bear fruit. The first season that we actually got fruit off of these trees was in 2020. These trees were planted, actually the first 4 trees on each side were planted around the late winter of 2018, I believe. And these last 2 trees were on each row were actually planted this last fall. So I don't expect any fruit to be coming off of these last 2 trees on each side this year. Who knows? It just depends on the age of the tree when you get it. I believe apples start producing roughly in year 6, year 7, depending on the variety. I am new when it comes to growing an orchard. I haven't done it before. This is my first attempt of it. I just wanted to get those trees in as soon as I could when I moved in, because I know that it takes so long to actually get fruit off of them. We have had issues with fungus and other things along those lines, me trying to learn how to awkwardly prune them and figure out how to get them to grow in proper shapes and such. We also had some issues with water transportation out here. So this fall we installed irrigation on both sides so that they would be getting well watered, especially when our summers can hit over 100 degrees. That can definitely hinder their ability to produce good fruit. Hopefully this year, and with the help of maybe some of you in the comment section, you can tell me what I'm doing wrong or what I'm doing right and give me some advice in terms of really getting a good harvest off of these trees. I'm still learning as I go. It's definitely something I need to research more on, but we're gonna go ahead and start spreading this ash around and get started with that. So just taking a closer look here, what I did, I kind of spread this out just sparingly, hoping that that ash will work its way down into those drip lines on each one of these trees. I'm not like overdoing it, but at the same time, just want to make sure that there's enough. I started running out as I started getting down towards these last trees, but I wanted to make sure there's enough to go around, so I was going a little more sparingly than usual. I believe the drip lines are actually a little farther out than this, but I bet this stuff will work its way downward, so I'm not overly concerned. If you saw me taking quite a bit of time over here on this tree, you might have noticed, look at that fire ant hill. Wow. Oh my goodness. They were about to totally take over this beautiful light that we installed. I was a little upset about that. So they are not happy right now since I kind of broke their hill up on that light there. But I didn't want that taking over. Fire ants are definitely an invasive species here. They should not be here. And it is a constant struggle for us in these southeast regions of the United States to be dealing with them. Unfortunately, it's just a reality of what we live with. So as you notice, I had a little bit less on this tree, but I think it'll be all right.